And this is where it kind of gets interesting. I think what initially happens, and a lot of young engineers, young entrepreneurs make this huge mistake, is when they develop products or when they are developing a tech company, they believe themselves to be ground up designers, right? Being a ground up designer, you do not have that luxury as a tech startup. As a tech startup, you have zero luxury of becoming a ground level, like from a paper to a full great design of every little component. Because each component, let's say a little controller that you got to develop for your own little setup. That controller might cost you a lot less as far as the bill of materials is concerned, but then you're going to need to pay for the third-party testing. You're going to need to figure out the production tooling. You're going to need to understand the markup that's involved, all the labor that's involved. So by the end of it, let's say you want to develop a $150 controller, you're spending about $100,000 in developing that. So what becomes a huge know-how at the beginning that you really need to know is that you're not ground-up designers, you're integrators. You take products that are already off the shelf, ready to go, they meet all the standards, and you integrate them together. And then once you've gotten it out there, you get into a point like where we are right now. We're basically on a year-end design change. So we do yearly changes to our design, and that's it. We do not change or mix things anymore. Once you're at that point, then you can consider, because you have the quantities to back it up, you have the sales to back it up, then you can consider getting into that you become a little more, specialized in that sense. But I genuinely think we're still probably another 3 to 5 years away from ever considering doing anything ground up design. We're still going to be very much focused on very much just integrating products, but doing it within our services in an acceptable level, right? I think that's where this is becoming a big trend, is that a lot of kids that are coming out, they think that they got to come up with the next big thing, and the next big thing is some big tech setup. And the truth of the matter is, unless you're coming up with a touchscreen, there's not a lot of leverage in tech.
Right.
And maybe it's me being an engineer that I can shoot off like that. But the truth is, like, unless you're creating that much of a cutting edge tech to the point where the industry is like, okay, all right, like this is an industry altering tech, then they'll be like, okay, well, now you have the leverage, right? Now you have the patents and the leverage. But when you're looking at just a regular startup that's looking to get into the game, you don't really have that much of a luxury to leverage your tech. That's why you have to build convenience and overall processes around your business that make it so attractive for the customer to be like, okay, boom, let's go. I'm into these guys.
Yeah.